Action.
I said, you can't ever say nobody can't make a difference, because I was at a bar. This was like a couple years ago.
It was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. And I told the story of how I was lost, and I was with another woman, and how me and Gonzalo got together and everything. So I told the whole story about that, and she was with another girl. It happened to be, and I didn't know all her story.
And this girl was a stripper.
Yeah. Well, later we found out she was a stripper. She was from Chicago and whatever. She ran away from home. I didn't know none of this, okay? So anyways, she said she was asking me questions, and I was telling her about, that we have PeaceMakers, we have Bible studies and stuff like that, but how the Lord got me out of that, how he pulled me out of that relationship, and how I was so lost, how I found him again. And she was like, she just was like in awe, like so interested in my story or whatever. And so I get a call, what was it, like a month later or something?
Yeah.
It was from her mother. And her mother said, I just wanted to personally thank you and your husband for taking a stand for my daughter, for bringing her back to Christ, bringing her back to Jesus and to us, to our family, because she had ran away and everything. And now she's back in church. Now she's with us, and now she's seeking the Lord and everything. And she was like, she called me from Chicago, and I was like, what?
And it was a voicemail that we heard.
Yeah. And so, and then I talked to the girl, I forgot her name, but she had said, thank you for sharing your story with me, because it made a big difference. I thought that I was condemned, that I would never be loved again by Jesus, that I was such a sinner that he would never forgive me for my sins and everything, which was all the devil's lies. Okay, when you're so lost like that, the devil has all his works on you. He just feeding you lies and lies and lies, and then you're around other people that believe in the same lies. Okay? And so anyways, I said, well, don't thank me, it's all the Lord's doing, because he led me to share that with you. I didn't know what was going on. And she said, yeah, I was in a bad relationship with that girl, and it was just getting really bad and stuff. And I finally came home, and now I'm seeking the Lord, and now she was back with the Lord.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
So what would have happened? You know what I mean? If I never have shared that story or even thought of to share it, that person would be still in the same boat. And who knows?
Mm-hmm. She was dating a wheeler dealer,
So the moral of the story is, we all can make a difference.
Yeah, and testimonies.
Testimonies
can cause change.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that.
Sí, porque otros están sufriendo diferentes. Todos
Yes.
sufrimos diferentes.
And that's why the Lord has brought me
Uno los
through
puede
so
ver y
much.
puedes tener una cosa que ni pensará uno, aquella persona.
And I believe the Lord brought me through so much in my life, because there are many people that can relate to the same situations I've gone through, to show I'm only here because of the Lord, and the Lord wants me to share my testimony to help uplift other people.
Right.
Uplift our brothers and sisters that are also lost, and that see life either as hopeless, or there's no use, or whatever. But when you feel like that, and you're in those dark places in your life, remember that is the devil that is working around you. And you need to evaluate your circle, who you're around, because it makes a difference. If you're around people that are not running after the Lord, they're not thriving for the Lord, they're not thirsting for the Lord, you're in the wrong crowd. You're not going to find faith. You're not going to find hope. You're not going to find goodness.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Yes.
You're lost.
So my circle was not good, because I still, it takes some growth, and the Lord would help you change and see. The more and more you seek Him, He changes you, and He gives you the things you need. He shows you the things you need to let go. And like for me, like I said, I never thought I'd ever stop smoking marijuana. I have been smoking marijuana since I was 17 years old, off and on.
I don't even know what that is.
And
You know,
and for me,
Do you
I
love
didn't
yours?
think that was a possible, huh?
este ya no fuma.
No, I don't have the desire at all. Like he took that desire, he showed me. He showed me because I asked him. I said, "You show me, Lord, whether this is good or not from you."
Mhm.
After my baptism, I get rebaptized again. Either it's going to still be with me, the desire, or it's going to be gone. That was the test. So when I got rebaptized, sure enough, he took it away like that. Until this day, I still haven't smoked. I don't have no desire.
Yo tengo
I
años.
ain't even been around my cousin, and she's like, "Cuz, is it okay if I smoke? Go ahead. I don't care."
Yo tengo años que
And
no-
I didn't have no
desde que yo me entregué a
temptation.
Dios, yo no deseo nada.
Nah, don't get it twisted. I don't need to be around.
Mm-mm.
You know, like I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but I don't need to be around that either. Because you don't want to be tempted.
Yo puedo estar delante de quien sea y a mí no me hace nadie que yo haga lo que no quiero. You know, it's just, I don't care, puede estar ahí.
So that's why I said what I said.
Mhm.
Anybody truly can make a difference if they share their testimony.
Yeah.
So don't
Amen.
ever believe that.
And if you're in an open area, you know, there's chances are, you know, someone who you're talking to might not be listening to you, but there might be someone around that's listening.
Right.
You know.
I want to say one thing. Even though there are a lot of lukewarm Christians like we were, okay? Me and Gonzalo were lukewarm too, okay? Lukewarm is half in the world and half seeking the Lord, okay? Trying to have the best of both worlds.
Mhm.
And the Lord don't want you like that. He's like, you either all for me or you're all for the
there
world.
ain't no on the fence.
There's no in between.
We're not cats. We don't hang out on the fence.
Right.
You're either on the good side or the bad side.
Yes, and he says flat out, if you live in the world and you for the world, you're against him.
And the same thing goes with the flesh.
Do that.
Okay?
If you're living in the flesh,
So,
you know, can't
but
please
I'm
God,
going
but
to say
live in the
this,
spirit.
is that when me and Gonzalo were still living that way, the Lord was still working in our lives, little by little. He was working in us only because we kept seeking Him. We kept seeking Him. Now, you could still be stuck, but if you still, the Lord still blessed us. He still was there for us, but I believe He was only there for us really because we were still seeking Him. We were wanting to change.
He knew what we were gonna do.
He
and
knew what was in our hearts.
He knew what He had planned for us.
Yes. And
We didn't know all the
so
way, but He
you
knew.
could still receive blessings and all that in your life, but to have a personal relationship is what truly our Lord wants from us, just like any parent, right? Any parent want a relationship with their child, right?
Mhm.
At the same time, He let you go. You don't want to obey Him. You don't want to come to Him. He'll let you go and let you learn your ways. You want to learn the hard way? He lets you learn the
Yeah,
hard
'cause
way.
we got freedom of choice.
But then what happens
you know?
when you're hurt, when you're lost?
You're coming back.
You come back home, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Mhm.
But you know what?
No,
That's
no.
okay right now. But you know what? Time's gonna be
Yeah.
where
that's
the
gonna
Lord's
be.
gonna say, "You
Yeah.
can't come home.
Yeah.
I'm not
you
here.
Were this, you were that.
I'm not here." You know why?
Porque
If you didn't make the
apunta
curfew,
todo.
He didn't make the
No,
curfew
no,
before the
he
doors
knows everything.
closed.
Yeah, you know why I'm closing the door? Is because you didn't get to know me. You kept coming in and out of my
Yeah.
life. But when did you stop to know me? When did you stop
Es
to have a
como cuando
relationship
cuando
with
uno
me?
le dice a una persona, ahora que ofendes a una persona, es igual.
Mm.
Ofendes a una persona y vuelves a hacer el mismo mistake otra vez. Y el mismo mistake otra vez. Entonces no estás preparada. No estás preparada para de veras forgive a esa persona.
How's a
Que haga
person
lo que te haga.
how's a person supposed to know how to do things if you're not willing to learn the Lord's ways And if you want, that's operating in your own ways.
Porque Dios está dentro de uno, siempre está con uno. Dios nunca estamos nosotros solos, nunca, never. Dios siempre está con nosotros. Every day in the moment, toda la noche está con uno y todo eso. Diosito siempre está ahí con nosotros.
And how do you guys feel when people only call you when they want something?
Yeah.
That's what people do to the Lord.
Yeah, that's
they only pray when they want something, and then they get it, and then they disappear, and then they come back later when they're in trouble.
That's so hurtful.
Yes.
That's so hurtful. I mean, honestly, if you think about that, that's so hurtful.
Yeah.
That's
it's
why,
like, man, the only time I hear from is when you need something.
You know, and there for a minute there, when I was younger, I didn't want to ask God for things because I saw that. I don't want to keep asking you for stuff. I felt like so unworthy. Like, no. Now, we can't mistake that because he wants to carry. That's why he died for us, to carry our burdens. He wants us to give it to him. Because if we hold on to that, which I was doing, I felt like, no, I can't give it to him because I felt so selfish. If we don't give it to him, we can't carry that.
Mucha gente dice, ay, no, me da miedo porque estoy sola. You're never by yourself.
Yeah.
That's the biggest lie you could ever make.
Well, you're going to be by yourself if you ain't got God.
Eso sí, pero por eso te estoy diciendo,
but you know what?
Dios está ahí con uno, todos los días está con uno.
You know what? You're not going to be by yourself because you know what?
He's always with us.
There's
He's always there.
There's always the devil.
El devil se pasa para
You won't be by yourself.
Estando Dios ahí,
best believe.
The devil make you feel by yourself.
If you ain't got God and you're like,
That's
best believe you ain't by yourself ever.
Because
the devil is at work 24/7.
Pero el mero padre de nosotros es Dios, no el diablo.
Yeah.
El diablo no tiene que ver nada con nosotros.
No, but he works.
Well,
We can't be naive.
Yeah.
You know what? There is God. There's also a devil.
Yes,
and he never
yes,
stops.
He never stops. Every day. He's picking and picking and picking. A ver dónde jala.
Each and every one of us, he picks in our minds. He picks in our bodies.
Nomás está picando.
Everything.
A ver dónde se va a acomodar.
Yeah, who can I take out today? You know? And he thrives off that.
See, the devil, he's on the Titanic, and the Titanic already hit the iceberg. Now instead of helping people off to the little boats, he's trying to keep everybody on to go down with him.
Right. That's right. Right. That's a great analogy.
Él tiene que juntar gente. You know, él nomás anda piqui a ver dónde se va a meter. Es todo lo que hace. Todo el día y toda la noche.
Because he knows his time's coming up, and he wants to take all the souls
todo
he can.
Lo que puede. Chiquito, grande, sea como sea. Él se va a llevar.
You know what? And that's true. It's true that the devil is a coward. Because why do you got to take so many souls with you in hell?
It ain't like he gets to rule over them. You know what I mean?
Because you too afraid to be by yourself? You got to take people's souls because you can't be by yourself? That's a coward.
That's what you call a sore loser. Like, oh, I'm losing, so I gotta, drag down the whole team or whatever.
Chiquitos, grandes, como sea, ¿verdad? La cosa que él carga, que tiene miedo.
And there was this other time I remember I was at the bar. It's so interesting how these things happened when I was at the bar. And this guy was like, I think it was a brother or something. He's like, you're like an angel or something. I was like, I don't know about all that. I said, but I am seeking the Lord. He's like, but you know what? You made a difference in my brother's life because the way you were talking and sharing and stuff. And I was just sharing how the Lord
like I was saying, you never know who's listening.
Exactly. And he's like, to me, you're like an angel because everything that you were sharing was what my brother needed to hear because he don't listen to me.
And like you were saying earlier, churches want you to come to them, but see the thing is, we, like you were saying earlier, we got to go to them. And where are they at? In the bars, out in the streets.
Yes.
You know.
And they ain't gonna roll up in there because they're like, oh no, I ain't going up in there. But you know what? Somebody had to do it. I didn't even realize that the Lord was still working in me by sharing my testimony.
But it helped, didn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
So thank you, Lord.
Nobody.
So the moral of the story is go out there, ladies and gentlemen, and share your testimony because you never know who's listening or who's watching.
Right.
Share your testimony.
That's how they work.
Amen.
Amen.